No matter how young you want to say you would like your kid to start getting married, or how old you want to say you want to be when you get married, between 23 and 28 is great. They're both probably highly attracted to each other. They both have college degrees. They're both probably striving for something. Now we're getting into a phase where people have an understanding of how to pay their own rents, and they're not leaning on their parents as much. They have some sense of maturity. Like, all of these things that are like at the prime of a person are somewhere between 23 and 28. I
Right.
I don't understand how we would even
What
argue against that.
right. Well, that's the thing. Nobody look, I don't know. I hope I didn't put out that.
So I wanted to say, I think that the prefrontal cortex idea is a bad faith argument. To be honest, we sometimes like to behave as if it's a light switch. It's really not. It's not a light switch. It's gradual, right? So it develops all the way through your adulthood. At 25, on your birthday, it doesn't just turn on and you can make good decisions. That's not how it works. But
But that's not what I
even
said.
if
I said even after 25, it's still developing. No, but I'm just trying to. I'm just
so
saying, like, it still
by that
develops at the
by
time.
that logic, then you can't even use the
Well,
hard line
I
as 25
but
if
I
that's the
think
case.
that I honestly think
Damn,
that
y'all just
your
cutting the shit out of me.
argument,
I see.
I honestly think that your argument validated our point,
Now,
though.
now, hold on, Sierra. If y'all listen, he hasn't even been up here because we've tried to get all of y'all opinions in.
I'm
We
sorry.
he's been stuck in the back. Him and MY has been stuck in the back for at least the better part of the last hour. So, how I like this to go? If you have an objection, I will let you object, but you gotta let him make the point first.
My man. Right. So, and I was actually going somewhere with this before I was rudely interrupted. So,
All right, I'm sorry.
even with that, we cool. I'm messing with y'all. We good. So, even with all of that, right? Um, I do think it is a bad faith argument, but I'm not going to go that way. What I try to do is go on the route of success, and with success, right? If we're looking at the success, I talked about this a couple of weeks ago. We have what they call a Goldilocks age, where the rates of divorce are the lowest. This is culturally, of course, it's not like this worldwide, but we're in the U.S., so we'll talk about the U.S. In the U.S., typically, if a person is married from their mid to late 20s up into their early 30s, the best age would be between 26 to 29, where you have the least likelihood of divorce. And if we're talking about success and you're aiming for success, and that's probably about where you should be, just statistically going, right? Everybody's brought up differently. There are some people who are a lot more mature. I've met some 18-year-olds that are mature than a lot of 30-year-olds. It is what it is, right? But it's a cultural thing. I think that it starts with us, the parents. The reason why it doesn't work here in the West is because we suck at parents as a whole, right? We don't prepare our children for marriage. We're not marriage minded. We tell them go make it work, and we just let them out there, and we don't have those talks. We're afraid of the birds and the bees talks, and we just ignore everything. If you're not marriage minded, if you don't have your family supporting, like Amir talked about earlier, then we're probably gonna continue to fail. Culturally, we are failing. And it's because we're allowing it. It's because we don't care. It's because we don't think it's important enough. It's because we don't understand our duty. We don't care about any family. We don't. If we start caring more about our families and having a family and legacy, then we could probably do better at what it is we're trying to do. I know somebody might have had a response, so I'll gladly answer it if you did.
Yeah, I
I
think
just
Sierra had a
I just
rebuttal
wanted
for
to
you.
say, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Or you, Sierra, calm down and she's muted, so you can go.
Boy, this is a hard this first
Sure.
time the people been hard moderated, boy.
You good at
I'll
that
say
job.
this, like, okay, so you said the Goldilocks age, and you said it's between 28 and 32, and that's like the lowest percentage of divorce, right?
Well, I said between like 26 to 29. Depends on where you're at, but at the best, if you start from about your mid 20s to early
Mm-hmm.
30s, right?
Okay.
Precisely, if you're talking about like 26 to 29 is where they say is the best age for success. But a little up is fine, a little down is fine. But once you start to deviate, when you start going into mid to late 30s, high failure rate. When you start to go down into low 20s, culturally we fail.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
kind of, but even the frontal lobe conversation, that proves my point, because by the age of 25, your your frontal lobe is fully developed. So it's
All
like
right.
it's you kind of
So
proving my point.
okay.
You know what I'm
Well,
saying? If
not
that makes
actually,
sense to
right?
you.
It doesn't, and I'll tell you why.
How?
Which is why I specifically mentioned the culture, because it works in
Hmm.
other places, right? When you go overseas, you see it does work, and their frontal lobes, their anatomy is just the same. It's just over here. Culturally, we're behind. Culturally, we're immature. That's the problem. That's why we fail so much, is because we coddle and baby our kids and don't give them the information and the foundation to be adults here. That's what the problem is.
I got a question about the prime area or the most optimal age range for marriage. Are you talking about when both couples are between
Well, both
26 and 29? Or can one be in between 26 and 9 and one younger or older? Or both of them have to be on that line? Because I don't know if the stat
most people
compensates.
marry within about 3 years of each other anyway, for the majority. There's not a bunch of age disparities out here.
So,
Most people marry within their age
so
bracket.
for I'm saying, for example, let's say one of them was 24 and the other one was 28, right in the middle of that damn window. Are you saying there's a failure right there?
If
Or
they're a
both of
couple
them have
and
to
if
be
their
within
maturity levels match. And like I said, 24, if you deviate a little bit under, a little bit older, the likelihood is still not as bad as if you
and
deviate further.
the stat compensates for that, the threshold moving above, one of them moving outside of the threshold.
Right.
Because I would like to see
But
that stat.
sure, I'll send it to you I'll put it in the back chat.
Because it
I'll put it
said
in the
men
back
and
chat.
women had to be in the same
It's from the
age
Institute of
range and
Family
that same
Studies.
threshold.
But I'll put it in the back chat for you.
Okay.
But what I don't understand is that how you believe in stats, but you don't believe in biology.
I do
Like
believe in
how you believe in
biology.
the stat. Yeah, but the
I,
biology is
I explained it.
saying,
The
yeah. Go
biology,
ahead, continue.
the reason I said that is because it works elsewhere. If it wasn't disproven that this culture is where we fail the most. Our divorce rates are high. It works in other cultures. That's what I'm saying. That's why
It
I
also
have a
worked
problem
in
with it.
history.
So
Of the same ages, they have a higher rate of
It
success.
worked years ago in this same country. Like, why are we acting like people never marry younger? Like my granddad. Oh my
I
God.
I
think
like
too
that you
when
came up here and
we
said
I'm
that,
not saying
Trev,
that it
because
didn't.
I completely feel like everybody can come to a general consensus, no matter if you believe in older marriage or younger marriage. I feel like everybody feels like a great age is somewhere between 23 and 28. No matter how young you want to say you would like your kid to start getting married, or how old you want to say you want to be when you get married, between 23 and 28 is great. They're both probably highly attracted to each other. They both have college degrees. They're both probably striving for something. Now we're getting into a phase where people have an understanding of how to pay their own rents, and they're not leaning on their parents as much. They have some sense of maturity. Like all of these things that are like at the prime of a person are somewhere between 23 and 28. I
Right.
I don't understand how we would even
Well,
argue against that.
right. Well, that's the thing. Nobody.
Yeah.
Look, I don't know. I hope I didn't put out that to get married that young. I actually said that age. What you're saying. Most marriages actually got were married in those ages. Even back in the day, they got together younger. Is what I'm saying. They met when they were 13, 14 years old, 15, 16. And because I got a great uncle right now, I want to see him this Saturday. He's been married like what 60 years. They met when they were teenagers. They didn't marry till they were in their 20s. I think he was like 24 when he married, and she was like 22, I think, maybe 20. So, but
Okay.
I'm telling you that, and
So you guys are just advocating for meet the person younger, not
yeah, I'm just
marry
saying
the person younger.
I'm saying meet the person younger and don't marry them until
Okay.
you're. That's why I said earlier. I
Okay.
said go to school,
But
get your skill set,
So
and get
but
married.
if we look at this stat, we're just talking about the age range where it works. But when we look at where the age range where it failed, I don't think we're wholeheartedly saying it's because of the age. It could be other factors.
Right.
You don't got to be, oh, you were 22, that's why it failed. No, it's because you were sucking your neighbor's dick.
What the
That's what I'm saying. Like, why we gotta act like it's? Why do we gotta bottleneck the failure?
Why do you have to be like this? Why? Why are you like this?
Somebody has to.
I'm going to literally start a drinking game for every time you say something so wild and inappropriate. I'm gonna take a shot.
No, because your
That's what
frontal
I want to
lobe will
do.
be impaired, and then you're gonna use that against me.
I'm never gonna be able to make it through the duration of the show because I'm gonna be drunk halfway through. Because
They call me
why?
Bruiser for a reason, ma'am.
That was funny. That shit was funny as hell.
My clearance is
Oh my
expired. I can talk. I
God.
can say whatever I want. I'm retired. I don't have a
Oh
clearance anymore.
man.
Christ.
I mean, you really look
Don't
at
need
it.
the what man money.
And it's funny because it's true.
When you're
Just
younger, you really
Father.
both are immature. It's not really the boy or the girl. They're both immature. I don't care body. A woman, we go through puberty like 2-3 years younger than boys because of our. It's better for us to have kids younger. But at the end of the day, we're not mentally more mature than men as we claim we are. We just have to be mature because our bodies can give birth to babies younger, so our mother instincts can kick in very young. So but yeah, I would say again, for a boy for someone to see a boy that's going to be ready for marriage, he has to have a good work ethic. He has to have some control. He got to be, number one, a follower of the good Lord up above. It's just not, that's going to really be number one. But he got to show a good work ethic. He's not out here messing around with 50,000 girls because he's too busy working. So, those are things right there where you can see that, you know what, Bo, I ain't fooling with you. Like, her no facial expressions be just something else.
No, and she won't stop. She won't stop, Dr. Lady. She won't.
I know.
Look, she's talking. You on mute. I can't hear you. I can't hear you, Bo.
Oh, she's talking smack. Trust me on that. She's
No, I really wasn't talking. I was looking at what he was talking about regarding to the statistics and stuff. That's all. I'm looking at my laptop.
One next to you.
Nah, they were talking to me.
No, go ahead. Read the stats. I want to hear.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, no, continue. No, it was going based off what he was saying. No, not towards you. Sorry.
Okay, no, I just want you to hear the stats though. But no, I'm just saying for a boy to know that a boy want to be married. I mean, a boy has a maturity to be married. Okay, he's mature. He's working his way up to that. He got to number one. He gotta, other than God, he gotta have a good. Again, I just stated that earlier. He must have a good work ethic. I'm telling you, y'all can know these little boys. They lazy. They have lazy. They don't want to hold down a job. Y'all know these guys from the beginning. But y'all still give them babies. But I'm just saying that is the number one. If he got a good work ethic, he's on his goal, he's on his purpose. That's like the main thing that I can say, that he's on his way of being able to lead a household. He's mature, he's responsible. He knows how to communicate with people. He get along with women. I'm just saying. Those are some things that could help, but I don't know. I'm a land.
Do y'all don't even want to hear what the man had to say on this topic?
Yes, we would love to.
Shit.